Anthony Hartwig with a Boardman swim player profile. We're joined by Petra Cerniak. Petra, thank you so much for coming on talking to us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, so first thing I want to ask you about is just the closeness of this swim team. We've talked to a lot of your teammates on both the boys and girls side, and we know this whole room is very close to each other. The chemistry is great. What's it like being a part of a program that is so close knit and that you can rely on so much?
Yeah, it's definitely helped me a lot through my high school career and in general, just as a student and an athlete. I've made a lot of stronger relationships with my teammates, and even practicing with the boys and the girls, it just like creates the bond of like we're all in this together, and we just feel so comfortable with each other, and it just creates a really good sense of like inclusivity with everyone.
When you talk about the strong bond, how much easier does that make the long practices and the time that you put into swimming? And I'm sure the tough days of swimming to know that you have a lot of people that are in your corner that are going through the same thing you are.
Yeah, absolutely. With those strong bonds, it really just kind of I focus more on the people, and that's instead of the practice. And when I'm feeling down or I feel like I don't want to push myself as hard, they're always there to pick me up, and everyone is there, even the coaches. And it really even in the meets too, because we're always together and always struggling together and pushing each other. It's just like I trust them to keep me accountable and push me to my limits.
One of the things that I love talking to swimmers about is just the physical demand on your body that swimming takes. You swim so much in the pool.
Yeah.
What do you do to kind of keep yourself, in shape and to be able to handle the long, grueling swimming season?
Um, Definitely a big part of it is eating well. I know swimming is kind of it really the food that you eat really impacts how you swim, and for any sport as well. But um, just I guess eating healthy and um, just doing the right things in practice, stretching and warming up, and listening to the coaches. Um, Following the leaders, when I was a freshman, I really looked up to my seniors and juniors to teach me how to be like them and I guess be successful as them as well in swimming. So just kind of with that team effort as well, look at what others are doing and just try to replicate that.
I like that you talked about the people that you looked up to when you were a freshman. Talk about the leaders that you had when you were younger that taught you how to be a leader now that you're a senior and you can lean on those experiences.
Yeah, my team captains and anyone who's older than me when I was a freshman and sophomore, I still remember every single one of them, and they shape me who I am now as a leader because everything that I'm doing is what they showed me how to do. Um, and them being there and that role model for me in my freshman year really kept me um, active in the swim team, and it made me want to become that leader and stay and persist through the season.
You had them as a role model. Now you're the one that's the role model. You're the senior leader. What's that like to kind of see the other side of that coin and to be the one that people look to and be the leader of the team?
Yeah, it's definitely different because I feel like I was just a freshman and now all of a sudden I'm a senior and I'm leading the swim team. But it's definitely it gives me a lot of I feel like experience because as I experienced freshman year, I know what it's like for the younger kids to sometimes feel nervous about the big meets and not used to as many of the meets as I have been to. So I think it gives me opportunities to give them advice and calm them down because I know that's what I wanted to hear when I was a freshman. So using my experience as a freshman, I now feel like I'm able to talk to the younger people and still make them love swimming even when it's hard or difficult.
When you think about role models in your life that are outside of the pool, who are the people that you turn to for advice in everyday life and the people that you just kind of look up to in life?
Um, I would say definitely my mom and dad because they even when it's something that I don't want to hear, and something that's not pleasant to me, like the honest truth, they're always there to support me and give me their honest opinion and advice. And that even though sometimes can be hard for me to hear, it's definitely helpful in the long run when I realize that that's what I needed to know and hear from them.
The other thing I like to ask seniors because they've been through so much in their career is the adversity. What do you think is your biggest form of adversity that you've faced so far in your career? And then talk to us about how you got through it and how you got past it.
Um, Definitely, in my swim career, it's really hard to PR and get like your best time, especially after you've been working. You're working as hard all the time, and you give your max every meet. But sometimes you just hit a peak, and it's hard to overcome that peak. So, in one of my events, I have not done my personal best since like freshman year, and that's been really hard for me because I've been taking that really personally, and it's hard for me to let that go. But I just kind of realized that if I can't get better in that, at least I can get better in something else. And it just took me a long time to realize that that was my best. And even though I try my best all the time, for some meets that sometimes it's just time to move on and let go of that adversity of mine and just move on to greater things.
Senior year in the classroom, what's it like to kind of know that the journey's almost over, the hard work from high school is almost done? How have you been handling senior year in the classroom?
Definitely, I've just been cherishing the moment and all the homeworks and class time with my classmates and teachers. Even though sometimes, I still get lazy with my homework, I just know that this is kind of the last experience I'll have with high school, so I still make the best of it. And I keep that in mind when I'm a little discouraged to do homework.
You're sitting with a 4.0 GPA, which is incredible with all the stuff that you do outside of the school. What's it been like to kind of accomplish that and to realize that you're so close to finishing that off, and you're going to have a 4.0 when you graduate?
That's definitely been a really big goal of mine. I'm very, before even a athlete, I'm a student, so I take my academics really seriously, and the 4.0 means a lot to me because it just kind of shows I don't do it necessarily for the 4.0, but just for myself, knowing that I've given my best in every single class and earned that 4.0. But also with swimming, I know it's really challenging, and it has been a lot of times where I doubted myself in swimming, especially having to do homework after swim practice and before the meets and all that. But a lot of the people on the swim team also have really good grades and 4.0s. So in the swim team, we all just relate and we all help each other with sustaining our grades.
A 4.0 is going to get you far when you graduate. What are some goals that you have after Boardman? Some things that you want to do after you graduate?
So I still obviously want to stay in the swim community and be a part of the swim team and support the younger classmen, underclassmen that I've um, experienced swim team with. But also, I plan on going to YSU for back med. I'm really interested in the medical fields and hopefully getting into Neomed, which is a medical school in Northeastern Ohio.
It's okay. You can edit that.
Yeah.
You're
Sorry,
good.
someone called her.
Sorry.
You're good.
Phone call.
Phone calls in school. Come on. No, but you were just talking about the medical school that you're going to go into and the plans that you have for medical school.
Yeah. So hopefully um, when swim team has also really challenged you with managing my time and schedule. So I think even though that's medical school is a really big academically challenging school, with the lessons I've learned to balance my time, I think I'll be able to do it.
What got you interested in the medical field? What made you want to go down that career path?
So I've always really been interested in biology in general and science. I find those really fascinating to me. But I've always had that kind of ambition to make a really big impact on community and the people in my community. And I think just looking at me and um, understanding all the things that I find desirable in a career, I think that just like it really clicked and it fit with what I thought.
All right, Petra. One of the things I like to do before we end the interview is I want to kind of get to know you a little bit out of the pool. So, my first question for you is, what are some hobbies that you have outside of obviously all the schoolwork you do and the work that you do in the pool?
Yeah, I love to read. I love to be outside and spend time with my family a lot. Most of the time when I'm not in the pool, I'm just sitting down with my mom or sitting with friends and just talking and spending quality time with them. That's really important to me. And just being also away from my phone. That's something I really enjoy. And even if it's just sitting down and reading or making some food or anything like that. I just love to be me and the people that I love and things that I love.
What are some of your favorite things to read? Do you have a favorite author or a favorite genre that you kind of like?
I like realistic fiction because it's, it's describing life in a lot of different situations that I wouldn't have thought of originally by myself, and just experiencing and reading different ways that people go through life and their struggles. It kind of helps me connect with those people and understand people a lot better.
Is there a book out there that you've liked so much that you've read multiple times?
I've read multiple times. Um, Maybe when I was younger, but not right now. Now I just kind of sit and read a book and then I'm done with it. But
Are
yeah.
you currently in the middle of one? What are you reading right now?
Right now I am not reading anything, just with
Mhm.
swim season and everything like
Right.
that. I just don't have the time to. I like to focus a lot of my energy on swimming, and reading kind of distracts me, and I stay up late and I read a book. So I'm not reading anything now, but once swim season is over, I'm definitely gonna get back into that.
Do you have like on the list like the first thing you're gonna read when you're done with swim? Do you have something that's in your on your list?
Yeah. I have a lot of books at home, and now I just cannot remember every single title. Um, yeah, nothing specific on my list,
All
but
right.
definitely just some realistic fiction that brings you back to reality of it.
All right, back to reality. Let's get back
Yes.
to your life because we want to end this interview the same way we always do by shining a light on the people in your life that have meant the most to you, that have supported you, that have your back. I want to give you the time to kind of shine a light on those people by giving them shout outs and thank yous before we get out of here.
Yeah, definitely. Shout out to my mom and dad and my brother and sister, everyone in my family and household. Um, they've really been there for me through the hardest times of swimming and just my life in general. And definitely my closest friends, like my best friend Allie and my cousin Sophia. They've really helped me a lot just to support me in other ways in life, not just swimming, but just being there as my friend. So yeah.
All right, Petra, we want to thank you so much for coming on, talking to us about your senior year. We wish you the best of luck in districts. We hope
Thank
it
you.
goes even further than that. And we look forward to talking to you real soon.
All right. Thank you so much.